Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LCK Cup 2025.
Variety of the Varus, which we have not seen, I think, at all in the LCK thus far. I'm pretty sure it's been only the lethality variety with either Comet or Hail of Blades. This is what I'm talking about, Valdez. I'm seeing TPs towards the bot lane. We have Shield making his way over. We are not handshaking. Wait, maybe we're handshaking objectives.
We're handshaking objectives. We're not fighting. And they're giving the Ocean.
If you are getting objectives, you're most likely doing well. Is Shield just going in?
Yeah, and Bessa really doesn't care about Rumble ults. He just kind of dashes away. It doesn't really amount to a lot, but they trade ults and Shield gets ahead. So, you know, in terms of clear going down or anything like that, they're not going to get a kill, but it's still a nice trade that goes.
A trademark for both of them. Herald is spawning in about a minute and a half, so don't expect there to be too much action, but there might be a good amount of setup as again, Lucid walks over a reward. I'd be looking for a collapse here.
Oh yeah, they're going big time, but he pulls him out of the solar flare. Might not matter, but he is able to get away from the Ziggs. Raptor totally fine, the handshake getting him in. The equalizer is terrible, but they might still be able to get something going on the Lucid. Skarner! He's so incredibly tanky. Showmaker getting the kill in the backline as well, make it a double, and Showmaker finds the right angle. They saw the two people backing in top. I thought they could have pressured this turret, but they don't see anyone else, and maybe don't want to take 3v3. They want to get their third objective here, and if they pick up the Rift Herald and they get the turret with it, they can sneak away the feats of strength right under the noses of BNK, but BNK do not want to let that one happen. They are trying to fight for this one. Showmaker, the handshake goes on a Lucid, that's a Skarner! You don't want him closer to your team, and he's just going to go down. Vikla, no hope for him, and down will go the Rift Herald in favor of DK Barrel. He sacrifices himself, he wants to continue the fight, and that he will. 3 kills go over to DK. They want more. Kellen will go down as well. Will they pick up the ace is the only question left. Clear, he survives under the turret, but man, a huge swing in favor of DK comes through.
They even get the Herald, Valdez, as you point out. Showmaker somehow ends up getting that one.
Beats.
Beats now.
For a good reason. And now he's playing Renata. Renata in this comp, which you mentioned during the draft, is kind of like the outlier. Everybody else wants to go in. She's like, okay, I'll wait for the enemy team to go in. And Kellen's trying to do his best, but like a handshake on a Skarner is literally like it's a negative play. It just doesn't do anything. As here comes the Rift Heralds. Clear. There's 5 people, 4 people here. Yeah, he is just Omega dead. No way for him to get out. And at least Vikla trades a turret, but we might get another charge here. Seems unlikely with how low the Rift Herald is, and they will just back away.
And Kellen actually has historically been one of our best Renatas. It's a champion that in the past we would actually criticize him for taking a control, walk through mid. Well, they really easy to get prio with the Ziggs as well. As BNK, this is, I think, the final opportunity you're going to get. You need to get on top of aiming or Showmaker if you want to win this fight. TPing in off to the side, but can they actually get backline access? I don't know, Valdez. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, it is going to be pretty rough. You see that Vikla's already marked. Like, they see him clearing waves in mid. And so Beryl and Showmaker just say, okay, we'll target the Yone. Vikla actually doing a good job going straight up the mid lane, but you can see that BNK really struggling to get near this. The equalizer hits the dragon, as now they land the solar flare to Kellen. He is just popped like a balloon, and down will go Diablo as well. This is just a disaster for BNK, and DK is not a team to back down from disaster. They're going in. They want to take them all down. Raptor will be the last one left, and down he goes. It is a clean ace. A huge stomp
immediately. And without that Renata, there is no safety for the rest of the team whatsoever. Disjointed from BNK and clean from DK. And this game, Valdez, it might be a little bit of time before the Nexus falls, but that Voracious Otacon is gone soon, and I think these structures are going to keep crumbling for BNK.
Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 on the overscale, we could say at this point. as BNK Kellen going to be caught again. The Celestial opposition is just a joke at this point. Bigla, he is going to hop back, and here comes Skarner. And Lucid is just running into 4 of them. He's tanking the equalizer like he doesn't care about anything. Certainly not the Rumble. Vikla desperate to do anything. The flat's on in for the return on the orb. Showmaker really showcasing his Ahri prowess. It's kind of insane. The lineup so close from Xiwu.
They're still going!
And they're still going, because why not? You know, they don't even have the Otacon buff. They don't need the Otacon buff. And they're just going to take them all down. Xiwu, he survives as well. The fans are absolutely just loving it, as every time they get a kill, Lal Park does.
You're sitting on a 25 sticks Magi Dplus, or Valdez. He is popping off.
Yes, that's me out.
Yeah. I don't know where that came from. As we take another look here, BNK just desperately trying to get anything going, but it is not meant to be. Diabo, as we kind of suspected, does not get to auto anyone at any point. The on-hit unfortunately not working out. Really nice done by Showmaker to get
really just able to do whatever you want. They're just going to go in and look for kills instead. They're like, you know what? We had a very late first blood. Let's just stack up the kills. And yeah, the equalizer's just kind of...
There's no damage!
Just kind of pathetic at this point. I mean, at least he kind of hit them a little bit. Like, it just really doesn't inspire much joy, that response, you know, after DK overextend. They're like, we gotta do something, we gotta force a fight, and it's just like the most flimsy equalizer, and they just walk away.
How much AP does Showmaker have?
Yes.
640, Valdez.
Yeah, he's playing Veigar.
At 26 minutes!
Ahri skin. Oh, that satchel, pretty nice. Gonna force the flash here to clear with the follow-up. And yeah, I mean, the Raptor can't get away. He doesn't have flash, so he has to go in. At this point, you know, it's just desperation. Like, they can't do anything. He can't vault away. Clear's gonna die. This is just absolutely Omega stop. And they still don't have the Otacon, and they just don't care at all. They're looking to push down mid, I guess. Maybe they'll just end the game.
Might as well. Don't need the buff. Don't need Baron. Showmakers.
Look at him.
You're still playing the game. You're not dead. Don't take your hands off the keyboard.
He's just angry that they're not respawning fast enough so he can get more kills. That sounds like Showmaker.
That was a pen opportunity if I've ever seen one. Can't believe they didn't give it to him.
And guys, the game is just over. 27 minutes. The kill score 22-3. And they're not done. They're looking for a bit more. They'd love to get this kill on a Raptor. The equalizer again, just pathetic. Down will go the Nexus. 23-3. The final kill score.
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LCK Cup 2025.
2020 was a weird year because their spring was like he, you know, forgot to turn off the gas at home, so he's going back into the jungle.
That's not my challenger, Jungler. What do you mean you don't die?
Yeah.
What's that about?
Well, this time Clear's gonna hit it. And the trading a lot more even. Xiwu actually low on mana, but he has TP. Clear does not. Getting the back soon, though. Could be an opportunity at some point, maybe to fight over the next scrubs.
We have the first objective being taken. Yeah, the
Ezreal Pantheon. It's a poke lane. you don't get to play into it, yeah. Now this time might be the option for Clear, but the speed up is very good. He is going to ult on in. The damage might be enough, but the second Q is going to miss, and Xiwu just walks it off. That extra speed burst for him is enough to get away from the Cassante, although now he's sticking around, and the flash comes in, and Xiwu gets solo killed by Clear. Clear says,
way too overeager. The moment that you're that low, just respect. Doesn't do it. Nicely done by Clear. That is also going to put them now quite close towards getting those sandals here early on. Taking away the possibility of DK securing that first blood. Big win for BNK. They're still getting pummeled in the other lane.
oh boy. Aiming's tanking, 2 turns, and Barrel's ulting under the turret.
Yes,
and it looks very cool. Yeah, oh, they're getting very low. The flash on him, pretty good. We got a teleport coming in as well. Barrel trying to desperately get a kill. He will get the one, but he will be traded back, and that is a kill given over to a Zeri. They get the TP.
Confidence to stay up here, but then the dash forward from Claire, and then right there, Shiu not flashing is what ends up being his demise. And then here, yeah, so when Pantheon ults, in his animation when he comes down, he actually throws a spear as Kellen.
Yeah, just behind the turret. Shiu has flash. It was saving him for this play, but there's so many ults being thrown at the one Jace. And Shiu, we sang his praises, but now he's getting bullied. The new guy on the block.
The big difference maker last time around. Lucid also hasn't had an impact yet on this Sejuani. They're expecting him to do so in these fights as Showmaker gonna go back and then I imagine look to TP towards Dragon if it is contested, but so far nothing really coming from it.
Yeah, Dplus top without TP, so BNK just say, well, let's play for top and let's play for mid. Let's you know, we've got our top laner down.
I don't know.
Maybe Onx knows. We're not knowers on this one. Shiu, he's very much getting bullied. Like, he's playing weak side Jace, which feels kind of sad. But
for blue buff, that's not worth, by the way. The Pantheon ult cooldown, especially at level 1, Barrel's level 7, so he's not going to get access to level 2 for quite a while, is not great.
It's feats. Given over to BNK as well. They get the turret. They have... Oh,
Kellen taking some poke here.
yeah. It's actually kind of awkward for Alistairs if you want to try to go in. Even if you do have ults, if you get low first, the timing has to be so crisp. He's half health, but now the flame coming in. The knockup comes in from Kellen. Showmaker so low. They do take down the Wukong, but can they get anything else? Shiu is going to zone the rest of the team, and Clear is playing Cassante. He does not die this time around. And you see Diablo trying to skate his way to a couple more kills. Isn't going to be successful, though. And the poke here from the side of DK might be able to follow up with some damage. So kind of an even state, both teams getting a kill. Showmaker and Raptors, the two to go down.
And in the previous game, we were criticizing BNK for not being, they, as you can very clearly see, lack the damage immediately afterwards. Without that Victor, they don't really chew through the Cassante fast enough. And Diablo was completely untouched throughout all of that. As Barrel is... I guess not that, but close to, as they don't want to give up this Herald.
Yeah, he's just baiting them into a false sense of security.
Right?
The Herald is going to be given over to BNK anyway. So, yeah. DK not really in position, it looks like, to really contest that objective. So now BNK, they've got a gold lead. They have to feed to strength. And they have the Rift Herald.
I was thinking DK have been looking too clean. So I'm glad that we're getting a little bit of chaos here.
Yeah.
As that contest, you could have also just, like, you could have taken mid and bot lane turret, I'm pretty sure. With the time frame where they tried to take the Herald, walked up, saw 5 people and went, no, boy, cannot fight that actually. We gotta peace out.
Yeah.
Because the outers are still standing, particularly the mid outer. With Ezreal, you have so much turret damage if you just get a little bit of time with that objective.
Well, we have a bit of poke coming in on the Kellen. He does have his ult, though. TP forced, and he is looking for Showmaker. Showmaker doesn't have flash. This is what I was talking about. The Victor really going to struggle in this 1v1. He does a bit of damage, but he's dead, so it just doesn't matter. Keep in mind that this is just kind of posturing for an Ocean Drake at this point, looking for Lucid. It's clear, but he is Sejuani. Lots of damage now coming out from the side. Oh, the knockup from Kellen is perfect timing. Keeps his backline safe. Barrel is super low. Down will go the bot lane of DK. And BNK are beginning to run away with this one.
They already can't get through them. Imagine if they start stacking these Ocean Drakes, Valdez. As DK... Again, this time it's Vikla that sets up the big play. They just keep going after Showmaker. Look at the itemization from Claire here. If there is no Victor on the enemy team, he is not dying. That's now Iceborne Gauntlet and the 4-0 done. So BNK, very confident seeing this Victor that doesn't have his flash available to start fights. And they have pretty decent tools, but with how big the Wukong and the Cassante are, you can't really go in on either of them. The rest of the team has a lot of ability to dash out. You have Diablo with Cleanse as well. Trying to engage him in this comp really does feel very, very tough. Damage so far has been lacking. Maybe when Showmaker finishes his Leandries, it'll be better as...
Well, I guess Raptor's just dead. Very weird. Not sure exactly how that got started, but he was kind of hiding on bush, and DK had an inkling about where he might be.
Sure did.
And now, I mean, DK up a man. She was kind of trying to bait them into something here. It might actually work. Kellen goes into his ult, but a lot of damage coming out. Beryl has the shield up. Kellen gonna go down through the ult, doesn't matter. And now Clear, we will see if he is mortal. I think in this case, the answer is yes. He dives to a smite.
Diablo!
Go over to Diablo. He's going in, but he gets stunned. There is a nice ult from Vikla to keep him safe. As DK, they really love to play with their food, and they are doing it here so far. Shield gonna waste the flash. Diablo says, thank you very much. I'll take an extra kill.
To make fun of our hubris, to talk about a player who had a good last game.
Maybe it's because Chronicler is the best at caster cursing.
Okay, we've talked about
the whole talent team here.
This a lot. Caster curses aren't real, Valdez. I believe that it's just confirmation bias. That's just something our brains do.
You talk to Twitch chat about it. I'm not
You're not
the
to be
expert.
convinced?
Yeah. It's okay. Like, I might be on the fence, but I know who's not.
This poke is not doing a lot for Valdez. I'm just gonna... Oh, they were on Voracious Otacon. DK, Showmaker this time. He's
the angle
safely.
The angle. Oh, that knockup that comes in from Lucid is beautiful. And just like that, your Wukong's dead. The angle was so good, but I guess he just showed for a millisecond before he actually got his ult off. And down he goes.
Yeah, that's a really big... He also used Flash.
Range, and then, you know, Diablo maybe he made a mistake, or he's able to live through it. So really, the carry is up to him. This is on Vision. They're just going to try to burst it. And the timing... Okay, the TP comes out, they're just going to back away.
Yeah, that's all they wanted.
Yep.
Because Raptor specifically being on the bot side of the map, he's still on his way. They spotted him on mid-wave. I'm pretty sure he's walking over wards, but they don't have the time to get through this, so I think they're going to have to let it go.
Yeah. Lucy was tanking it up a little bit, you know, maybe keeping it at least, see what they can do, but not going to overstay. Beryl.
Oh, that could have gone very poorly for DK. And now BFX have set up.
Oh, they're trying to take down Clear before he can get out, but that's not quite enough damage, and they threw everything into a Cassante.
A lot of poke damage, though. Meanwhile, Otacon is still throwing very angry orbs at everyone.
They are very angry because they're like a deep red.
Well, Otacon's,
you know,
Otacon's is hangry, right? Like he hasn't seen enough for I think it's salvageable.
Yeah, it's just not the 0-2 magic you were mentioning, right? Wow. So here comes BNK. They say, okay, we're voracious now for a voracious Otacon. TP will be forced. And will the fight actually come in? Beryl going for the stun on Declare once again, takes a bit of damage. And the poke, it's only hitting Cassante. And that
doesn't care.
That's not really the target you want here.
Flipping?
Okay, maybe a little bit of a flip here as trying to get into the pit, but Kellen keeps him out. The voracious Otacon comes in. Vikla says, you know what? Why don't I just send myself in and die for no reason? That sounds like a great idea. As now Showmaker says, how about a free kill onto him as well? Obviously, there are revives that are coming in. Diablo and Clear trying to hold on to theirs.
Yeah, but if you don't trade it for anything, like
yeah, I think they should have ran. They're gonna go for the kills anyway. We'll see if it works. The stun comes in and Diablo will get the revive, but you're just gonna lose both of them now.
Jungler's dead though. With the revive, you have to go for that. To pay attention to here is how good of a job Kellen and Clear do of keeping Lucid out of that pit. So Kellen goes in, stands guard, and tries actually to knock Lucid out, but is killed immediately. But it doesn't matter. That's all the time he needs to buy. There's also still the threat of Clear ulting in. He was kind of covering the other exit to make sure then this is obviously subpar, but this play here, they don't know that Diablo is there. This is actually a really well set up bait because this is a 5-0 with triple item, Infinity Edge included Diablo. So they use cooldowns on Clear. Yeah, at this point, if they do trade those kills, that's 100% worth. It's going to be the Baron as well as the Voracious Otacon and DK really fighting on the back foot now. And this felt like the break that BNK needed to really put a foot on this game. I want to see those Nexus turrets fall. I don't want to repeat it to Gen G game, Valdez. That was too much. Me and Atlas both really took a lot of pain from that
Yeah,
one.
you guys were struggling after that one, understandably.
It just hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, Lucio was so close to living there as well. I mean, he died at the very end to Cassante after Diablo went down.
Yeah, and that could have, in by itself, been enough to dissuade the Baron.
Yeah.
DK did get the Dragon, but that's, you know, not going to be right home about. His shield is fine. Turret's not.
Yeah, the wave clear is like pretty good with Victor, but just Jace, especially with how far behind he is and he has Fimbulwinter, like, it's not really doing much. And still, it's Baron buff, so they're going to be able to take these inner turrets at least.
I guess Barrow is also going for Cleaver as well, which does make sense. Really good at stacking that quite quickly. But yeah, if you're trying to play front to back into this BNK comp, if they get Ocean Soul, I think it's actually not doable, right? Because then the tanky members just get to never ever die. The one thing that BNK needs to be careful for is 100 to 0 combos. That's the only thing. As
okay, well, they're really trying to get on top of this Victor. They might just be able to. The sweep is beautiful. It catches all three. And Kellen, at first, he was like going super deep. I thought maybe he was just going to die, but he sets up an excellent play. And that might just be the game. DK
should be
trying to run out of this one, aiming. He doesn't have his flash. He's queuing the wrong way. He eventually does get the flash off, but still going to go down. And Siu, the whole game, just not really able to do much of anything, and they're going to take him with them. As enough damage will come through, the turrets will fall, and we will have a game number 3. BNK makes it interesting here up against Dplus.
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LCK Cup 2025.
Expected to die here. That's why you lock this champion, but will Clear live? That's the big question.
Yeah, really the question is who dies first, right? So he has taken the slice and dice. He's trying to get away, but the first blood goes over to BNK.
Level 2.
And now Clear level 2. This dive not really working out. I mean,
a wave and a half. Gonna be feeling great about that, and Shiu also scared. And this does feel like the type of game where I think DK, particularly in the mid game, are going to be looking to play around specific picks. If they can get those, I think this composition still works. And the front to back is quite solid. I do think BNK are a little bit more gated by time, but I also think that their early skirmishing and team fighting is a very scary thing to face.
So trying to fight over the grubs here. We got a sleep already on the jungler here, Raptor. Huge knock-up as Vikla just face-checking into the brush. He has no idea that Siu was there. Not sure how. I thought he ran through mid, but that's going to be huge. It's a double kill here now.
Viego!
And now, oh, we almost saw the obnoxious.
I thought for me, Diablo, yeah, was the problem with him was just that when he came in, he was like 16, and Sandbox also, or back then, Sandbox I think when he started, and then BNK more recently, it just weren't that good. And they haven't been ever since, what, like the Photon and Toland days, which is like 4 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
Because we do have another fight. This is a big one for BNK. They need to win this, Valdez.
Yeah, they really need to. There's the Ash Arrow into a Xinjiao, so you're not really liking that. Kellen, he's trying to set up here. And they know who he is. Clear is zoned away. Siu is in the thick of it there. But Clearance is being taken out for free, and now they got a 5v4. They're looking for more than 3-man engage Braum ult as the Nico. Oh, it's just so disjointed here for BNK, and now the resets come in. As it is a nearly clean ace. Vikla is going to walk away, but just barely.
But even across the board, as we take a look here, it's Clear, feels safe as the Renekton, but ends up, much like Vikla did before, just getting taken down, and it feels like the hesitation for BNK
Look at this
is
Nico
crazy
ult.
here. Yeah,
oh,
it's
no.
like the timing was very unfortunate. But like, I'm not gonna lie, that looks really, but the fight was already lost.
Yeah.
Like, maybe Vikla should have ulted on top of Clear, try to save that Renekton, because if he can't sustain, like the initial burst is a problem, but maybe that's something that would be very DK to, just as I declare the game to be kind of Dunzo, to just have Barrel die like 3 times and then the game is competitive again. But for BNK here, There's, I think, one way where they're able to take it next, but that's if they can take down Lucid immediately.
Speaking of which.
Yeah, as I was saying. That's kind of your angle.
Yeah. Well, it's not Kellen's job to do it alone.
Oh, he needs help. Yeah,
they could pull him in. Okay, here we go. Well, they're going to get the root here on the Braum. A lot of damages coming out from the Kalista. Popping forward. That's another really nice ult from Beryl. The ult comes in from the Ashe. Nice knock up here from Kellen. And now you got the Galio on top. Beryl will go down. And Lucid is just trying to escape, aiming forced to flash. And BNK, they just get there quicker and make more of it. As he walked forward, emoted, as the clone would. And then he just ulted the whole team. Because they're like, oh yeah, that's the clone. It was amazing. Really nice sleep here. Arrow blocked by, actually, the clone. So nicely done by Kellen, I guess, utilizing the clone. But really, the story here, I think, is just the Zoe getting out of hand a bit at this point in time, especially when not a lot is going on. The focus really beginning to hurt.
Ooh, Herald was also taken. Showmaker, I assume, is feeling very confident that they'll get the sandals because he just went Swifties.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was running around. It did also flash.
Gotta go fast.
Ooh, could have been big if they hit Raptor there. Not going to be the case. Oh, clear. They don't know.
Not knowers at this point. The flank is fantastic. Showmaker in a bit of trouble, but he is able to flash away. And now Clear is going to be the one that goes down. A double knockup comes in onto the front line as aiming is just dead. And maybe we'll have Lucid too as he gets a kill and dies simultaneously. Bit of a 3-on-3 at this point in time. The knockups from the Scion are so huge, but the Xin Zhao also going massive, and Showmaker goes too close to the sun and gets taken down. BNK, they're going to be the ones that take this fight in a huge way. Xiu, he's very tanky. They're looking for a bit more. 3-man knockup is pretty cool.
Just let him go. It's fine.
It's just a Scion. Just take the dragon.
Huge win there for BNK. It kind of goes down. They do need to try to deny this charge from the Herald. We might have another fight on our hands here as Beryl. It's going to go in. Go get it. And the timing on the route there not perfect. Now the dragon fight. The action is here, Valdez. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it is here to stay. That sleep actually going to land there onto Kellen as Vikla. Oh, a flash in front of the punch. You got to be kidding me. But Nico comes in. Kellen trying desperately to secure the fight, but it's not going to happen as Diablo gets too close to the team, and the whole front line had already gone down. Showmaker flashing all over the place. They want to take turrets. They want a bigger gold lead here. They're going to get that mid turret and look for the Ocean Drake.
And they're just one objective away is BNK from getting that crucial feat, and they're not going to get it. At least not with this objective. Adakan is about to spawn in the top side of the map as well. And as we can see, all these fights basically come down to he needs to be taken out of the fight early on if you want to have success.
Now, I know I said nice things about Xiu earlier on, and then he went 0-4, 0-3, and then died again in this game, got dove. But his Scion is so good.
It is.
Really, his Q usage is the one that really gets me. Like, every time, the angle is perfect. Like, he always has the right slam. And that time, it was actually the aiming ult that hit Diablo. He cleansed it. And then he got knocked up by Xiu Scion, who's just in the thick of like 7 people and just had the perfect angle to knock up the Kalista instead.
That was not the slap target, and it still did a ton of damage. The arrow, gonna miss.
Wow.
Also, that was, I'm pretty sure they were just beating up on the clone.
Yeah.
As Beryl, as we all have established, does not care.
Beryl
maybe should.
Yeah, well, he is able to
Never mind.
Baiting the TPs, I guess. The Scion comes on in, the Renekton as well, but Clear, not nearly as tanky. You see, oh no, not again, the anti-synergy. As Kellen was going for the ult and Diablo pulls him back. That's the second time, that's just not forgivable. And at this point, Vikla's dead as well, and that should be the Otacon going over to DK. as there's not really much hope for BNK to get close to this one.
That's a bit of a whimper to end on, because that's going to be Otacon. That should solidify the win here for DK, but BNK, that fight, that alone is enough. But as you're saying, the fact that it happens twice, like you need to have that combo on lockdown if you're going to be playing this comp.
I'm also a little bit confused about the positioning of Diablo. You know, they saw the Scion TPing in. The rest of the team is pushed away, right? So you only have the Scion in front of you. Why is the Callista in range to get ulted by Scion? You know what I mean? Like,
you're right.
Just little micro things like that. Like Diablo, don't get me wrong, mechanically, he's a fantastic player, but still kind of learning.
You can see
some of the little things. He's still got a little challenger in him that we got to hammer out, you know? Unfortunately, as Kellen, well, he's just getting poked out. I mean, they have the voracious Otacon, so they're just running it down in a good way. As here comes the Scion, they're going to take out Dplus, and that'll be a second kill on the board here for DK, and they will be looking for their second kill in terms of match score. Looking for the 2-1 here, as I'm not sure that Clear, Raptor, or Diablo can do much of anything in this one. You have the bubble coming in. You've got Clear. The Zoe is well and truly online. Xiu just tanks the turret. He's like, yeah, I heard they got buffed. And Kellen, he says, this time, don't ult me away. And, well, he didn't, but the ult still doesn't matter. Oh, the Braum ult is so good every single time. As this time, Xiu doesn't quite get the knockup, but it doesn't seem to matter. They still have the buff, as you mentioned. And Xiu just stares them down the entire time. No wave, no matter. They'll just wait for the next one.
17 seconds left on the buff. If you could stall long enough, maybe you can kill them for real, but I think your base is falling, Valdez.
Yeah, the base is falling. They are going to get the Scion. Yeah, they are, as Showmaker desperate to die, and he will, right before the buff does run out. Here's Dplus. Very interesting angle. Seems like they are going to know he's here. And if he's alone, he just dies. But we do have Diablo running through the jungle, desperate to try to help out. We've got a ult away, but now it's just Diablo. So, guys, yeah. Very interesting. Anyway, BNK gonna lose 2 of their members, desperate to try to get something back. The game is in a really rough spot. They're trying to do something, and it's not working out. Let's just say that.
BNK, like him or don't like him, they will never give up before the Nexus has fallen. They will keep fighting. Fortunately, the item breakpoints at this point just not really going to be in a position where they can do anything.
Wow.
The return of Zoe. Heralded with a win, Valdez. We'll take those.
We will take those. Showmaker Zoe, one of many fantastic Zoes. And I hope we get to see a bit more here at the LCK Cup. This Nexus is going down. Diablo's like, well, I'm going to get some kills at least. He gets the one, takes his 5th death, and BNK will take their 2nd loss after DK pads the stats just a little bit. 26-minute win goes the way.